What's up, guys? I'm so glad you decided to make an investment in yourself and to learn the craft of getting more time, starting by living longer, using it to get more energy, juicing vegetables, okay? I point over here because I love juicing. There are so many things it does different than blending, but blending is still awesome too. And today I'm going to teach you the difference between blending and juicing. Now, these are both high-end models, okay? This is the Tribest Slow Star, super good stand-up auger style juicer. This is the Vitamix Professional Series 500, one of the best blenders there is. And this isn't just good for blending fruits and vegetables, it's also good for blending up, salad dressings and different things that you're cooking. My brother puts oatmeal in here, If you guys haven't checked out his videos, he does an entire course on vegan recipes, showing you the best way that you can eat. It just, holy shit. The cool thing about eating vegan, man, I'm getting off topic here, but let me just tell you this real quick. The cool thing about eating vegan and not consuming any meats is meats are a lot of work to break down. It's kind of the same concept as juicing. When you put things in your body that are like easy for the body to absorb and extract the energy from, you don't feel tired when you're done eating. You actually feel like refueled and energized and ready to go. So part of the tip on how I'm having the energy to make this video, because it takes some work to put this table up and to go gather these lights and to think of what I'm going to say and to just actually do it takes a good amount of energy. And the way I found that energy is by green juicing. Okay, so the difference between blending and juicing, the main one is when you're blending, you have all of the fibers and everything still there. This is great because some of those fibers are really good for you. However, you can't get as much nutrient intake as you can when you juice it, because I'll juice an entire plate. If you blend an entire plate, you're still left with an entire plate. If you juice an entire plate, you're left with a glass of juice. Now, this is super concentrated, and it actually holds about 80% of the nutrients in there. The other 20% or so are in the pulp, and people have, debated all sorts on these numbers, but it sounds like it's about 80 to 20. And that juice is in its ready-to-use form. So once you consume that juice, it's actually giving you energy within about 10 minutes. Blending, on the other hand, when your body has to, break down those smaller particles, is actually going to take anywhere from 2 to 48 hours to digest that juice, or just say that smoothie. It'd be more of a smoothie there. I went into a local smoothie juice shop, and they said it was 20 to 1. I'm still making this video on juicing because I think juicing is so important. And it's the outliers that normally find, sort of the different things that are working really great. In this case, it is juicing. Yes, juicing can be a little bit more work, but I promise you that the results, they are worth it. Blending, on the other hand, you should also have this. There's nothing like a nice smoothie too, okay? So throughout the day, I do a mixture of juices and smoothies, and I'm going to show you that in future videos. But with the Vitamix, it can also be used to, make other recipes, and you can do more with it than just blend things. So if you have to get one, I guess I would probably get this, because it is faster, you're more likely to do it. And if you are noticing results from the blended shakes and you're eating healthy and you're liking that, and then you're wanting to juice, man, it's hard to sell this over the juicer. I can't do that. Oh, they're both so valuable. You really need both of them. I've gone back and forth on what one should I have in the kitchen. If you only had to pick one, and you can't pick one, you need both. If I could just pick one though, there's other ways to blend things and chop them up and whatnot. If I could only pick one, I would pick the juicing. And the reason is because I can intake just so much more vegetable mass and nutrient content than I ever could with blending. And then I have more energy, like right now, because my body doesn't have to break it down. It's sort of a machine of a human. The food goes in, the waste goes out. And then you get the energy stream. So this is the energy stream, this is the poop stream. That's what you don't need. So you can eat this and you're still going to poop out the waste, kind of like this machine's going to do for you. The difference is your body has to work pretty hard, and it's actually going to take away some of your energy to make it extract that. And this machine is doing that for us. So now we can just get all the ready-to-go nutrients into our body, absorb into our bloodstream, and within 10 minutes we're ready to take on our day. The other reason that you're going to want to do juicing versus blending, sort of rooting for the juicer now, okay? But this spins, like I said, I mentioned earlier, it spins so fast it'll actually make some soup in here hot. Like, you can put water in here to clean it and spin it so fast the water's actually hot when you're done. You don't want to pulverize vegetables, okay? So by blending them up and chopping them into all sorts of itty-bitty pieces is actually damaging the DNA in that vegetable, and it's not going to have as much effect on you when you eat it, because a lot of it's dead. You know, it's super nice to eat things that are alive and fresh and are, you know, you're sort of taking on that life of that vegetable. I think that's part of the reason it gives you such good energy. Over here, on the other hand, this is an auger style centrifugal juicer. Not a centrifugal, this is an auger style cold press juicer. So we have a blade in here and a screen, and it slowly spins at about 48 RPMs. That means every minute it's going to spin around 48 times. Okay, it's not very fast. A centrifugal juicer is about 10,000 RPMs. This is also up in the thousands and thousands of RPMs, just pulverizing the juice. When you squeeze it and press it this way, it's actually going to be a cheaper juicer in the long run, because you're going to really wring out those vegetables, and you're not going to have as much waste as you would really think. I mean, it really extracts the juice well, so you're really getting the most for your vegetables, which ends up making juicing a little bit cheaper. However, this style of juicer is a little bit more expensive than the centrifugal style juicer that I have right here. This is the most common juicer you're going to see, and it's a centrifugal style juicer. Put the vegetables in, spins really fast, and there's a screen that has blades on it. I'll just show you that real quick. Come on, get out of there. So here's the motor, there's a motor, there's the bowl. This is your screen. Screen all around, and it's at like a horizontal angle. And right here you have blades. So this thing spins, the vegetable comes in and just gets shredded, and it's spinning really fast. So all of the juice flies to the outside and goes through the screen, into the bowl, out of the collection cup, into your cup. The waste gets flinged off the top of the screen, channeled down this and into the waste bucket. You'll actually end up with more waste using a juicer like this, and the juice that you do get is not going to be as nutrient dense because you have just pulverized it at like 10,000 RPMs. This is still not a bad juicer though. This is the Breville. This is the Breville juice fountain. I've had this one for 2 years. This was my first juicer, okay? Breville juice fountain. And I got great results from it. It's still an awesome juicer. Like, it's quicker than this one. It's less expensive. Like, if you can't afford one of these, don't not get into juicing. You need to get one of these, and you can get these for downwards $100. I paid $150 for this one. This one is the $400 range. This one is around $700. It's a super expensive blender. I know, it's crazy. But if you can't afford one of these slow presses, in the long run they are cheaper, and you're going to get higher nutrient content, and you're going to be able to use more of your vegetables. With this one, it's cheaper initially, and it's quicker, so you'll have a better chance of actually doing it. There's less parts to clean. So I really do recommend that you start with one of these juicers. Unless you're a hardcore health person already and you want to buy nice or buy twice, buy this one in the beginning. As far as the blending, you need both. If you don't have enough money to afford a $700 blender, you can get yourself a NutriBullet. In this case, this is the Magic Bullet, which is the smaller version of the NutriBullet. It was really the first bullet out, and then they came out with one that was a little bit bigger called the NutriBullet. Those are also great too, but you're limited on how much fruits and vegetables you can put in there and actually blend up. With the NutriBullet, it's a little bit larger, and then you go to the Vitamix and you get even larger. This is just totally, you got the Fruit Ninja, a lot of those. I mean, the Vitamix seems to be pretty much the top notch, just what everyone goes with. If they're a fucking baller and they want to have a badass blender, this is the one you buy. There are juicers that are better than this one. The Green Star Elite is pretty badass. There's also one called the Angel. That's about $1,200 for that juicer. Like I said, this one is the $400 price point and is a super solid juicer. The other cool part about this juicer is at night you can make, get this, you freeze bananas, you put this on top, you take out the screen in here, and it's just basically the auger, and it makes like a frozen sherbet out of bananas. Drizzle a little chocolate, throw some strawberries in there, and you got yourself a really, really good like ice cream type dessert. So this Slow Star actually comes with this attachment, which is pretty cool. Some things I like to have around, whether I'm juicing or blending, is an extra pitcher. A lot of times I'll fill this up and I'll still be juicing, because I like to juice for multiple days. In the program, I'm going to teach you the best way to save juice, how long should you store the juice, really with the recipes that I like the best. And also, shit, I got a whole bunch of questions. I'm not going to bore you with all the questions and things I'm going to go over, but with these juicers, you do need to clean the screens really good at the end. They send you little brushes for that. brushes, this. Also, a good knife. Have yourself a good knife. I use Cutco. I used to work for Cutco, but I'm not selling Cutco anymore. But I do like Cutco knives. They're super good. And get yourself a nice plate. Throw your vegetables down on. I always like to take a picture of my vegetables once, before I juice them, before I take the life out of the little guys. And then I was gonna try and do this all in one cut, in one clip. But after I said that, I'm not sure I want to. Okay, so you need a plate. Some of these will be cut because of some of the stuff I ramble. Nah, I don't want to cut it though. I don't want to cut it. I'm not gonna cut it. Sorry to waste too much of your time, but we got to add a little bit of comedy into this too, and I need you to see that I'm not perfect. I don't know every single thing there is to know about juicers, but I know enough to teach you and to help you get healthy doing it. And I think there's something that you know enough out there that you could teach a program on, and that's the second program that I have, is teaching you how to do this exact same thing I did here tonight. Just have a GoPro, came out with some shop lights, set up a little table, and I'm showing you guys kind of something I've learned over the last couple of years. So there's no reason you couldn't make something similar to this. If that's something that interests you, definitely send me a message and let me know you'd like to have access to that program too, and I'll send you some more details on that, okay? Back to the juicing. We're gonna start juicing here. I'm gonna get the blending out of here because this isn't a blending thing. I'm just showing you the difference between juicing and blending right now. Now, let's get down to the course and start juicing.